Hello everyone, how is everyone doing today? Frame. Yes, nice. Hello, hi, how are you doing? Alan Fox is here. Please bring the unholy trinity regularly. Ah, of course, the ones that I did with Vimo and uh, Pranav. Yeah, we are planning to do more things. Yes, we are planning to do more things together. In fact, to day after tomorrow, I'm going on Pranav's channel to talk about the Ayush ministry. We have many things to talk about. So, day after tomorrow, I think tentatively, I think he'll make an announcement later. But yeah, we are planning to do a lot more together. Yeah, chess games are also planned because all three of us are chess enthusiasts. So we will like करके देखते हैं क्या होता है. Shoaib is saying grand welcome for PM Modi after a successful G20 summit. What was that for? A grand welcome for Modi ji after. That's true actually. यहीं पे तो हुआ summit. Why was there a grand welcome? I didn't really ask that. But I guess they just need a reason to, uh, you know, they just need a reason for pageantry, as I would call it. Pageantry is what our prime minister and his government definitely believe in. Bhushan has become a member. Thank you so much, Bhushan. Thank you for your support and thank you for becoming a member. For those of you who are just joining in, hello, I'm Meghnad. I know I got a bunch of new subscribers as well because the last video, which was the Modi review number 1, has reached. YouTube tells me that it has reached a different audience. So I'm guessing there would be a different curious audience also coming in. So hello, I'm Meghnad. If you have any questions for me, who am I? What do I do? Where am I from? Etc. Anything. So yeah, please do ask, and I always read chat. And if you are here for the first time, the idea of this stream is to discuss what has happened in the last week, news wise. So before I tell you what happened, let me just stall a little bit to talk to people. Varun is asking, I have asked Vimo this also. I would like to know your opinion of the Waqf law. How true are the reports that go around of the apparent misuse? Varun, I haven't really looked at this yet. So I don't think I would be a good person to comment on it, honestly. But yeah, I will try to read up on it and I can give you a better answer. But at the moment, I'm not equipped to do it. Pretty soon is here. Atharva, Akash, Ayanova. Ayanova says hello to smart people. So hello all smart people. Sorry guys, traffic jam may be outside, but anyway. Great going down the rabbit hole of mechanical keyboards. Any interest in this? Mechanical keyboards? Okay. Why don't you open membership for people in other countries? Wait, can't people in other countries become members? I have no idea how that works. I will check once and I will let you know. Oof. Who? Sorry, guys. Hey, Shrikeet, thank you so much. He became a member. I think Shrikeet is outside the country, if I'm not wrong. Shrikeet, you're outside the country, right? And you were able to become a member. I hope people outside can become members. Dota streams Cub. I will do it, Manpreet, soon. I'm not a very good player, so I'm a little embarrassed about it. I tried to do it a few years ago. Nobody said anything, but I'm personally embarrassed. I've been playing that game for years and I'm still not good at it. Yashwant is saying, I love how you talk about politics, Pranav about science, and Vimo about atheism. Thank you, Yashwant. And Pranav and Vimo will also thank you for this. Do you plan on covering economics related issues? Shaunak, interestingly enough, the next episode that I'm planning in Modi Review is very economics related. Yeah, so I'm still drawing the framework for it right now. I'm just, as you can see, Also, people asked for book recommendations, so I just kept them here. These are the books I'm referencing for this series, so they are all here. If you want, I can tell you about them also. But the point is that I will be doing some economics based episode also, because I think it's also important to sort of first try and talk about two things which I'm more focused on. One is Make in India. I feel like it's a very, very underrated thing which we aren't really talking about, right? And how the idea behind Make in India is actually okay, but the implementation is terrible. And why it's important for us, for a country like India to have a scheme like that, is also something that I would like to address. So that is one. And the second is how Modi wins elections, how the BJP wins elections, because there's a lot to talk about. Someone left a comment that, there'll be a detailed video on electoral bonds. That is the episode where I would like to cover all of the things, which is including election commission. We have electoral bonds. We have many techniques that BJP uses to, of course, win elections. A lot of things to talk about there. So those are the two things I'm working on right now, thinking about. And of course, I always read your feedback. In fact, the one idea, the third idea that I told you, I already got from the comments. And there is another person who wrote to me. I don't know if he'll be comfortable me mentioning him. He has a good idea of essentially doing some research on manifestos. So I was like, that's an episode right there as well. BJP's from the beginning, right, which is like 2014, and then state elections, then 2019, then more state elections, and all the manifestos. It would be very interesting to see what is the result that has come out of all these manifestos. So maybe something on those lines as well. So these are the things I'm planning. Again, I'm thinking about, and let's see where it goes. Apparently, Ukraine's Shriket is asking, but does Canada count as foreign anymore? Yes, Shriket, very much. So clearly, people can become members from outside. Hello Shweta, hello Siddharth. Great going down. I've already addressed this. Monu Manesa's arrest is staged. Dude is going to be bailed like tomorrow. I just saw that before starting the stream that Monu Manesa got arrested. I have a few things to talk about. I'll just finish this batch of chat and then I'll tell you what stories we are covering today at the 10-minute mark. Apparently, Ukraine's response to G20 communique was nothing to be proud of. The G20 communique was also like something that I was like, should I read it? Yeah. It's all kind of pointless. It feels very pointless, right? That these communiques, I mean, they just like, as I said earlier in the last stream, they just sound like really vague statements. And it's like all the countries, G20 countries, have agreed to like communal harmony and down with ethnic violence, etc. Really? I mean, we also signed it, but you know what is happening. So, kind of pointless, I guess. Is there any way Modi can be held accountable for Manipur disaster? I'm not so sure, Manu, to be honest. Like the assembly functioned for what, 11 minutes there? So even the chief minister is not being held accountable. So Modi is a layer above that, unless some interventions happen. It's very weird. I have a Manipur story to cover also. I'll talk about that more there. Maratha reservations issue, heard that Jarangi called off his fast and gave the government a 30-day deadline. Arun, I haven't been following this story, so I don't know exactly. There was this clip I saw, someone on my timeline, it came, where there was a press conference about this Maratha reservation issue, and the trio, the holy trinity of Maharashtra, they were giving a press conference and the mic was on. And the chief minister came in and said something to the tune of, haha, I'll just talk and go away, right? And they were just like, yeah, of course. And then Ajit Pawar was like, mic is on. And then everybody looked very awkward. Those three are very, very comical on screen together, I must say. They're very amusing. Devaditya, good morning and good evening. Can you explain the concept of personal laws in India? Okay, that's a very complicated question. I can't actually, but let me think about this. I have become a member from Canada. Yes, Sonika, thank you so much. Member from UK. Oi, amazing Siddharth. Thank you so much. People in other countries can become members. I will suggest using a desktop to join memberships. Fair enough. Thank you so much, Leo, and thank you so much. Sorry, Arvind, and thank you so much, Rathji. Did you watch while you watch? It's on YouTube now. Not sure if it's pirated or the maker allowed it on YouTube. Is it on YouTube now? I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, I did see it. I went for a private screening last week. Very good movie, guys. If you get a chance to watch it, please do. Very scary also. It's very equal parts scary and equal parts inspirational. Like you feel very much, I could relate a lot to a lot of things happening in the movie because journalism. So, but yeah, if you get a chance, please do watch it. Excellent movie. Okay, I think let's start. I'm going to tell you what we are going to cover today. Uh, okay, so there are a few news stories that I have for you. First is there is, where did it go? There are some Adani updates, and I will give those. First is there is this story about how a contractor is wants to become a part of the case going on in the Supreme Court, and he's like, I will give you inside news of how this conglomerate operates. So, ooh, something is about to happen, sort of a thing. That is there. Then there is one more where two reporters, if I'm not wrong, have quit NDTV because they were told to go and disrupt Rahul Gandhi's press conference. That's a News Laundry story. NDTV has denied it, but it's an interesting thing to talk about. Then there is, of course, Himanta Biswa Sarma, our Assam Chief Minister. There is a story about how his family got 10 crore in government subsidy to start a food processing plant. So that is one more story that is being told. Then there is, of course, there is one more where Sudhir Chaudhary के against FIR हो गया, guys. Karnataka government has filed an FIR against Sudhir Chaudhary, and it has gone weird. So he basically claimed that there is a scheme launched by Karnataka government which is only for minorities. They're giving, if I'm not wrong, they're giving like some subsidy to minorities only. Turns out he was completely wrong. So people called him out. Even Priyank Khadge called him out, who is a minister in Karnataka, and they are going nuts. And then the video was deleted, and then he gave like an explanation saying ki oh dar gaye mere se, whatever, like victim card basically. So lots happening there. Sorry guys, need to shut down my WhatsApp. Sorry. Yeah. Where did it go? Yeah. So those are the stories, but the main story, the fun story that I want to start with is this one. So, chat, I don't know if you know this fellow. Can you see his thing? Shit. That Twitter, yaar, orientation and its weirdness. But anyway, I guess you can see it. There's this fellow called Ravisutanjani, who is followed by our Adaniya Pradhan Sevak Narendra Modi. And he has been... So, I have seen him on my timeline a few times. He just does like basic PR, I guess, for the BJP, where he does like threads and he's, very. Let me show you actually. just to get a glimpse of who he is. So this is Ravisutanjani, startups, India growth story, influencer, whatever. Let's see, so like his pinned tweet is, "Thank you so much, honorable sir. This made my day. Under your leadership, India has built a robust public digital infrastructure. We the citizens are brand ambassadors." And of course, it's a quote tweet from Prime Minister. He did like something on UPI posted highest ever transaction in history. India did 782 crore transactions, etc. And then the Prime Minister quote tweeted him, "I like how you've brought out the rising popularity of UPI. I laud my fellow Indians for embracing digital payments. They've shown remarkable adaptability to tech and innovation." So then, of course, he responded and then pinned it, and so you know how this works, right? I hope you are on X, formerly known as Twitter. So this guy, he does this, right? He keeps like promoting like Apple aa gaya, made in India, iPhone karega, like it's sort of engagement bait also, but just threads, right? About what the government is doing. Now, this person called Satark Admi, anonymous handle, did an entire thread exposing him. And it's very fascinating. Okay, guys. So again, this is a thread that someone has done. They have given links and proofs and everything, so you can just go and check as well. But let me just take you through this because this is hilarious. Okay, so Ravisutanjani, right? Wait, why is this thread not opening properly? Arey? Random. Wait, did he delete it? Why is this thread not opening? Oh yeah, it's opening now, sorry. Yeah, long thread. Okay. So who is the real Ravisutanjani? That's the thread. So he apparently said that he studied computer engineering from IIT Allahabad, right? And basically they checked whether anybody called by that name had passed, and they didn't find anything from 2015 to 2022. So fake. He said that he did a PGP in business management and marketing at MDI Gurgaon. Okay, MDI Gurgaon is frightfully difficult to get into. I have a few friends there. And they claim that someone they know who was in MDI between 2016 and 2021, they have denied that he was there. Then they talk about what he actually studied. Okay, so he did basically a diploma from ITI as a wireman. Government ITI Mirzapur from August 2014 to 2016. No judgment there. Guy did a diploma and is a wireman. Okay, लिखा भी है यहाँ पे wireman, and 4 semesters, August 2014, right? Then he basically there is a bit more about he started in Zomato as a merchant delight manager between June 2018 and September 2018, but his LinkedIn says something else. And then he tweeted, जीवन के एक नए अध्ययन का शुरुआत, starting a career as merchant delight manager Asia Pacific, right? Then he did some other stuff, basically. This was funny. So then he said he did apparently BR landscape and building construction from School of Planning and Architecture, and then IIT Delhi also. It's like okay, that's a bit of a leap, but sure. And apparently that was also false. Then there are other things, like he said, fake it till you make it. He just did. Oh yeah, and someone asked him, sir, please join politics, and he's like, 2029 Lok Sabha. He's gonna fight in 2029 Lok Sabha. I just thought this was a very, very amusing sort of thread, which I just wanted to show you because I was thinking, guys, like, look, so I think, the tragic part of this thread is that it's a little sad. Okay, I feel like this whole fake it till you make it thing in India is also there because we judge people so much based on their qualifications. And dude was a wireman, okay? And again, wireman, I'm guessing, I don't know what exactly it is. Someone also asked here, but I think it's like, electrical work while building houses, something of that sort, right? It's a diploma and it's a 2-year diploma. So he did do that, right? If he actually, if his qualifications actually got dignity in India, he wouldn't need to do this maybe. And to be honest, if he was honest about it, if he was honest, it's like he's a ITIC wireman and then now he's doing these threads and becoming an influencer and whatever he's doing, right? And he's followed by Narendra Modi. That's a great story too. I mean, sure. Why do you need to lie about it? It's a bit shady. There is this whole insecurity, about your educational qualifications and whether anybody will take you seriously. It's a little sad, guys. It's a little sad. That's what I'm saying. Where did we leave? Yeah, I think we left it here. Okay, guys, I'm going to take some members only comments. As I said, I will give you priority. I will take some comments later as well, but first members. Devaditya is saying take 4 mental health breaks when talking about Modinomics in the next video. 4? Yeah, that will be a little extreme, I feel like. I did take 2 in the part 3 of Beer Biceps, and people were like, oh my god, another mental health break. I'll see. If the video goes too long, I'll take another one. Talk about anti-defection law when talking about elections. Yeah, absolutely. Anti-defection law is one of my favorite topics, and you know this. If you have been following my work for a few years, I've been going nuts about it for like a while now. Since we are number 1 country in population, is it good or bad to implement 2 children policy? It is very bad, Manu. 2 children policy, any sort of state intervention when it comes to your personal life, including reproduction, should be opposed. My body, my rights. You really need to read Nivedita Menon's Seeing Like a Feminist. I think it's a very good book. This one. Since you guys keep asking me for book recommendations, मैंने रखे हैं reference के लिए. Please read this. Excellent book. Will clarify a lot of concepts about body, rights, freedoms, sexuality. Amazing book. So please read that. But the point being that any sort of intervention from government to control your body or your reproductive rights or sexual rights should be opposed. Period. I mean, China did do it, one child policy, and it became a disaster. There is a John Oliver episode on it in last week tonight. The point being that through education and through raising standard of living, people should proactively maybe produce less children. That is something that needs to be pushed more rather than the government coming and telling you how many kids you can produce. I think that just doesn't fit. That doesn't sound right. I just joined as a member on YouTube app on a train. Desktop is not readed. Oh, so Shrikya did it on a train. Guys, outside mein Firang did it on a train. So please become members. Thank you very much. Point Dr. Qureshi made on a recent NL Hafta, double engine Sarkar concept destroys federalism. Can you take that forward and talk about it and explain it to the youngsters? Oh yeah, I heard that. So guys, she's referencing a podcast that had SY Qureshi in it, NL Hafta. And again, they were talking about one nation, one election. He made a very good point about how the BJP goes around saying double engine sarkar, double engine sarkar. In a way, very slyly, what they're saying is that elect government on both levels. Basically, vote for BJP on both levels, which is the central level, which is the general elections, maybe vote for BJP, and also give us votes in the state election. And once you have that double engine sarkar, you will get development. So in a very sly way, he's also telling them ki, listen, if you vote for someone else in the state elections, we don't know, okay, maybe you will not get development. What has been happening recently is actually quite tragic. I believe Mahua Moitra has been tweeting about this. West Bengal hasn't gotten their Manrega money for 2 years, if I'm not incorrect. There is a lot of tussle that is happening between Karnataka government and the central government about some schemes and budgets. I think they had a tussle with the Tamil Nadu government also. So what is happening is that the central government, obviously through the governors as well, you know what is happening in Delhi, is sort of taking revenge. And I don't mind saying this because it's true. If you don't vote for the BJP in the state as well, it's like they take revenge on you for messing up and not giving them more power. And they will mess with whatever government comes if it's not theirs, right? Shiv Sena was there in Maharashtra and they were being messed with. Then, BJP came in and then all the mess just went away. In fact, NCP's Ajit Pawar came into their party and all the corruption also went away. So it's a very big signal that they keep sending with this double engine sarkar. Almost like a threat, but not really. And that damages federalism big time, right? The reason why we have federal governments is very simple, okay? The parliament at large is supposed to look at, let's say, national issues. I'm using this term very vaguely. They're supposed to make legislation on a national level. But when it comes to much more granular policies, which is state-wise, right? And they have to take into account culture and different people and different needs and different geographies. That is left to the state government, right? And then further down, local level government, panchayats and municipal corporations, also like city-wide or village-wise, they also do their own sort of thing. They don't really make policies, but of course they are supposed to take care of a lot of local needs as well. So the thing is, it's very clearly divided up nicely into our constitution. There is a union list, there is a state list, and there's a concurrent list. Right, so you can check out, like you can see that in the constitution. It's clearly divided who is supposed to do what. What happens is that when you bring in like this petty politics, like this double engine sarkar bullshit, it just messes up, right? So then we just get half the services as citizens, and it's really unfair on us. And it's destroying the nature of federalism and the constitution and what it's supposed to do. So that's the point that Dr. Qureshi was making, and I absolutely agree with him. It's very sad that this is happening. Thank you so much for the super chat, Pramod. Did you see the newest report on the Manipur victim by NTT? It is a great report. Hope it opens people's eyes. I haven't, sir, yet, but I will check it out. There was supposed to be I do have a Manipur story actually. Let me just check. Where is it? Yeah, let me just actually show you this story. This is the story that I followed about Manipur, guys. So this is a tweet by Vijayata Singh. Also, please follow her. She's a great journalist. Kokomi, one of the largest Meitei outfit in Manipur, says that Indian army influenced EGI to publish the most biased and baseless fact-finding report on Manipur violence. Alleges nexus between Kuki groups, army and EGI. Sorry, my producer is screaming. You can hear her. It's her call time as well. My producer is very busy. Army response to these allegations is awaited. Assam Rifles had earlier registered an FIR against Kokomi. The members met Home Minister Amit Shah on August 25th. Essentially, what is happening is, so this Kokomi, Coordinating Committee on Manipur Integrity, is alleging that the Indian army funded a fact-finding team by the Editors Guild of India to come to Manipur and create a biased report. But that's not all. What they also say in this is that they were funded by narco-terrorist agencies called ILTF. ITLF. And it's basically what they're accusing the army of is taking drug money and then giving it to the Editors Guild of India, and then them going and doing a report in Manipur which is biased, right? I can't make head or tails of this story honestly, because it's kind of mind blowing, isn't it? Also, it's also wonderful how no nationalists seem to come up when something like this happens, right? Either to clearly bol rahe hai, they're saying this, that Indian army is supported by narco terrorist funding, right? Whatever, it's there, and nobody gives a shit. Apparently, it's just like, yeah, normal. I guess this is completely normal, and it's very sad, man, and it's complete federalism. It's a complete breakdown of the double engine sarkar, clearly not working there. It's just bizarre. The police files an FIR on the army. The army accuses the police of blocking them while they were doing their duties, and now this, which is the Editors Guild of India. I think last time I covered how an FIR was filed against the Editors Guild. This is like a continuation of that story. It's nuts, guys. It's nuts. I do not know how we can actually have normalcy in Manipur anymore. Someone had asked, right, will Modi be held accountable for the situation in Manipur? Guys, if this is happening and nobody is caring about it and nobody's being held accountable for this, I don't know, man. Like, clearly there is a massive breakdown of the entire system there, and it's just there. It's just, that's what it is. That's how it is, right? But Pramod, thank you for the super chat, and I will definitely check out this story. I'll see if I want to cover it in the next one. Thank you. Okay. Whether he is educated or not, what did he do that is pathetic, is what Amar is saying. I think he's referencing the Ravisutanjani story that I did earlier. So, the thing is, sure, I would agree with you where it's a little shady for him to just make up all these degrees, say, like, become a compulsive liar essentially publicly, and then fake it till you make it. I was just looking beyond that and sort of thinking how sad and desperate he might be to sort of, which pushed him to do that, right? And maybe it also made sense for him because he knew that the people who will be consuming his content are basically not going to check whatever he says, right? They just want to hear Modi ki jai jaikar. They just want to hear people going, Modi, Modi, oh Modi ji did UPI, Modi ji did this, and I'll do like long ass threads on it and praise Modi ji, and then maybe he'll notice, which he did, and then he quote tweeted him, and then his account exploded. So yeah, he's an influencer. And influencers are basically notorious for doing things like this. Fake it till you make it. I was just saying that it's sad. Just my view. Well, it is the PM who has legitimized this kind of behavior. Also, Smriti Irani. Yeah, well, I can agree with that. I think there's a whole ecosystem which sort of also encourages this sort of behavior. And I think pushes people into doing this. There was this account. What was it called? There's this white guy account. Some news. I forget. If someone can remember in chat, please let me know. I think you'll know who I was talking about. A few years ago during the pandemic, this white guy. I don't know if he was actually a white chap who was doing this. Would only do Indian news, right? And he used to get retweets like mad, right? And then I think he just realized that, oh, all these Indians are just sitting around waiting to retweet me, so I'll just put content which actually makes them retweet me. And that happens a lot. I mean, social media pe, that's normal behavior, I guess. What do you think about the mockery going on in Maharashtra? General public doesn't seem to take this well, though. About the reservation, someone also asked. I haven't really gone into that yet, so I will have to read up more on that, and I will let you know, Kochi. But I haven't really read on this, so I wouldn't comment on this. Arushi says, I listened to Rahul Gandhi's 2 recent conversations in Europe. Is it just me, or is he really just very repetitive, the same stuff again and again, institutions attack thing, etc. I mean, Arushi, so the thing about politicians is that they repeat a lot of things a lot of times. It's like they do like live testing, right? Like, think about it, right? So when a politician goes up on stage and they are saying certain things, they also are judging the reaction of the crowds in front of them, and then that refines their speech over time. It's like how stand-up comedians do comedy. Similar logic, right? Stand-up comedians go on stage, do open mics, they try a few jokes, they see where they get the laughs, and then they have that joke prepared. So next time they will try some more jokes. If that works, they will try add that, and that is how they create a special, right? Politicians are also doing that all the time, where they are giving speeches. They will essentially say some throwaway lines, see the audience reaction, how it comes, and then they will just incorporate it in their speeches, right? And also like headlines, how the news reacts, how people react, how X reacts, how I hate calling it X, how Twitter reacts, how everybody reacts, right? So then they refine their speech accordingly. That's how politicians work. So they will be repetitive. And I mean, all politicians do this, not Rahul Gandhi, just Rahul Gandhi. Everybody does this. I will defend the anti-defection law in Meghnad ka next video ke comments. Why not? Okay, Amar, for sure. Let's try. Let me use my member privilege. Did you see the Mexican alien mummy? What? Okay, no. Mexican alien mummy. What is this? UFOlogist displays alien corpses. Oh my god. Okay. What is this? UFOlogist displays alien corpses during Mexico's UFO hearings. 2 corpses were discovered in Peru in 2017. UFOlogist Jamie Musan claims they are non-human origin. Musan has corrected with alien claims, later proved to be false before. Not everyone is convinced the mummies are alien in nature. The World Congress on Mummy Studies has called the claim a fraud when the mummies were first discovered in 2017. Okay, it has not been the first time that Mawson has been connected to such claims, which were later determined to be false. In 2015, he unveiled what was purported to be an alien body. However, the mummy was later found to be that of a child with a head deformity. Oh God. Okay, I've seen the news now. Thanks for that. Shiroya Shah, hello. Thank you for the membership. Thank you so much for the super support. Guys, some updates on this channel, by the way. Some people have been suggesting that I should do something about Parliament Watch. So, here's what I've decided. I'm going to watch the special session live next week on the 18th. But that will be open only for members. I'm going to open it up for basic members also. That live stream. I will probably be live for multiple hours when I'm watching the session. And the reason why I have to keep it members only are 2 reasons. One, I think it's a good opportunity for me to get more members, obviously. But also the second reason, I can show you things while the membership stream is on, because I don't enable ads on that, and then copyright strikes don't happen. So I think it would be a better thing to do that way. Plus, I don't trust the government, man. Prasar Bharati had sent me a copyright strike the other day. I was like, what? I can't even show like DD. I can't show Lok Sabha. I can't show Sansad. What Sansad TV? That's just ridiculous. I mean, at least that should be allowed copyright free. But I'm not risking it. New channel, so I'll do it memberships only. 5 days के लिए I will come regularly every day to watch the session. That's the plan. So you can come in and out. You can join one day. You cannot join one day. Next Wednesday, I will basically give you like a lowdown of what happens in Parliament, because right now nobody knows what is going to happen in Parliament. I know what might happen on day one. So on day one, apparently they are all going to hold a special session in the central hall where they're going to say goodbye to the old Parliament. They're going to talk about their memories about Parliament, and then they will all march to the new Parliament. So I'm guessing that's going to be like a big ceremony, photo shoot time for like our Pradhan Sevak. So that is going to happen on day one, on Monday. So that is what we will watch. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I don't know what is happening. Theories abound. Early elections se leke changing the name of our country. Realistically speaking, I think they're going to pass the IPC. Realistically speaking. But again, it's the Modi government. They like shock and awe. They like to surprise you. They like to keep you guessing. So, I don't know, man. They might declare a war or something. Who knows these things anymore? Devante saying, after all the failures of MP, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Manipur, BJP fiascos, double engine sarkar is like Jumla, like Gujarat model. Absolutely agree with you. Absolutely. Did you read Rabindranath Tagore? What is your view on him? I haven't, honestly. Don't. I mean, yeah, I'm married a Bengali, but I haven't read any Rabindranath. Oh my god, I'm going to die, am I not, if someone sees this, my relatives. Haven't seen anyone do a real in-depth explainer on how electoral bonds work, their absolute opacity and the implications. Please karna bhai. Shriket, I would recommend, I have actually done that already. I will show you. Okay, it's not too in-depth, but it gives you like just an idea of what it is. And I have also done an interview, a follow-up interview with Nitin Sethi on that. So you can check it out. So this is the first one. It is basically explaining, what electoral bonds is. Why is this not loading? Yeah, it is. Of political funding problems. The minister told us what it will be all about. Oh my god, I look so young. This is 5 years ago. As you can see, a very young face, a very handsome young face, young man there. So I've done this. It's a 5-ish minute explainer on what electoral bonds is. And the other video which you should watch is this one. This was the first interview I have ever done, honestly, with Nitin Sethi. He goes very in depth of how it works, what it is. It's excellent. So please watch this. I think you will get like a general gist of it. But on the other front, I am going to do an episode for the Modi review where I will also talk about this. So yeah, I have some more evolved views, I think, now. Or maybe not. Maybe I still have the same views. Who knows? Give the producer more Tritos? Of course. She's very happy. Thank you. A lot of you have basically become members for Alu. And I agree. She deserves it more than me. So thank you. Truth Seeker, thank you so much for the membership. Manu is saying Sonia Gandhi wrote to BJP for what discussion will be done in special session, but no reply. Yeah. I know she wrote a letter, and of course they didn't respond. They don't think it's important anymore, right? To respond to any sort of demands from the opposition or any sort of questions that are asked, which was the entire episode that I did, Modi review. Yes, first episode. Chess Time, thank you so much for your membership. Okay, let's move on to the next story. I think let's move on to the next story. Let's do Adani, guys. Let's do Adani. Adani. Yes, what is our friend Adani up to? So this story came out in ET today. It says former Adani contractor seeks SC nod to intervene in SEBI case. In his petition, Agrawal said he is an interested party as he has worked for the Adani Group as a contractor for its projects and has closely observed the working of the conglomerate, yes, and that he would like to assist the apex court to protect the larger interest of investors, right? So the details being, Ajay Kumar Agrawal is a director of EBPL Ventures, okay, which was the electrical contractor for Adani's Sarguja Rail Corridor project. They have filed an application, right? He said he has been worked in close contact with Adani Group, and he said in court he has personally witnessed the transfer of money from one subsidiary to another subsidiary to make a payment during their work. So if he does do that, that would be big. He said Adani Group had formed a private limited company to complete the work of Sarguja Rail Corridor under the name Sarguja Rail Corridor Private Limited. So Adani Group formed a private company which was specifically created to get this project, and then SRCPL in turn awarded the contract, EPC the contract for execution of this project in Chhattisgarh. They said the work was further subcontracted by SRCPL to EPBL Ventures, right? So layers of companies, right? So he has said that in the view of some of it submitted, the applicant has worked with the Adani Group and has observed its work culture closely. At the time, Adani Port said SRPCL will add 450. Oh, so it has. So SRPCL was later acquired by the listed Adani Ports. At that time, Adani Port said SRPCL will add 450 crores or 5% of the port's operators' consolidated operating profit. So, in short, layers of companies being created. One was created specifically to get this contract, and then it was then subcontracted to another company, and then Adani Ports basically acquires this company. And then raises the Adani Ports ka value. Apparently, that's essentially what the gist of what I got from this. Well, if this guy essentially is going to the Supreme Court and is going to become a part of the petition, that's going to be interesting. SEBI has submitted a status report to the court on August 25th saying it had completed the investigation into whether Adani Group of companies had violated securities laws. If you remember, last time, I think 2 weeks ago, we covered the story about the new revelations in the Adani saga. So you can go check that live stream. I think I did change. Yes, it was. So you can see the titles. There is a separate playlist called Banter Streams. I've covered this story, I think 2 weeks ago. So you can check that out. But these are the new developments, people. What is your take on Barkhadat calling likes of Ravish as activism journalism? And according to her, things were like this before as well, nothing new. Okay, so I have a few views on this. So one is, like the thing is that we live in times when everything has to sort of be made a little more palatable and entertaining to keep attentions, sadly, especially on the internet, but also on the TV. And sadly, journalism is a victim of that. The reason why people, when I suggested the idea of doing like 1.5 hour videos to people, including some YouTubers, they were like, ये नहीं हो पाएगा, मतलब who will watch? What, like attention span थोड़ी है लोगों का, Why would you do a deep dive? Like, why would you like go deep into something and do it? But that's the same logic, right? Like, I have to make it entertaining. I have to do a few antics to basically also keep people on the video. Not that I mind doing it, I feel like it just makes it more consumable. So that's not anything wrong. But at the same time, journalists are supposed to give facts, raw facts, without opinions, without bias as much as possible. Ravish Kumar now is a YouTuber, guys. He's a YouTuber now. He covers stories, he gives his opinion, and that's completely fine. I think Ravish has had like a giant career. He has done a lot of stories in his time, and I feel like he is still, whenever he says a story, he gives proper sources. He calls out people when the sources are wrong, or he fact checks things whenever he can, gives credit to people, and also whenever he doesn't know something, he also tells you he doesn't know something, which I really appreciate, right? Which journalists also don't do these days. So I like Ravish for that very reason, that he's honest about what he knows, what he doesn't know, and he's also honest about what opinion he gives. He's not hiding it. He's not saying that I'm sort of unbiased or anything. He's basically doing what he does, and I think he's going the right way. At the same time, I would also say that I am not exactly a journalist anymore, right? I am a YouTuber. I'm a content creator, if you want to call it that. And that's the reality. So, activism, journalism, I'm not sure if you want to call it that. But again, all journalism can also be activism in a way, in a strange way, where you are asking questions to the government, you're asking for facts, you're asking for figures, you're reporting what they're doing. I feel like that also goes into a little bit of activism territory sometimes, just the act of doing journalism. So, yeah, that's fair. And there is nothing wrong with it, right? I mean, there is no value judgment that needs to be assigned to it. Missed my super chat. Pramod ka super chat. Oh, so sorry. Can I go up and see? Where is Pramod? Oh, Pramod says, thank you for the super chat, Pramod. Cool earphone. Which brand, if you want to answer? This is a KZ something something. It's an IEM. It's an in-ear monitor, and very good. I have switched to IEMs, and they're cheap. There is this website called. No, मैं free में promote क्यों करूँ? I will not do free promotions. Headphone Zone. Go to Headphone Zone, and they have some very good options. So this is something KZ something something. I don't remember exactly. Watch Live Law. The new EC bill is being taken in the special session. EC bill? What? One second, guys. I need to check this. Okay, Live Law. What is this? Tentative list of bills being taken up by special session. Oh, nice. Okay. Advocates Amendment Bill 2023. Press registration of periodicals bill. Okay. Post office bill. Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners appointment conditions of service and terms of office bill 2023. Okay. Sure. Consideration and passing. I think I had already looked at this. Can I just check once? I will check. I think I have already gone through this. I mean, at least personally, I have gone through this. Yeah. This is the one, right? Yup. Appointment of conditions and service of terms. Okay. I can tell you what this is already. So this was introduced for introduction in Rajya Sabha, and it was not passed. This is the bill. Chief Election Commissioners and other election commissioners to regulate the appointment and conditions of service of term of office of Chief Election Commissioner, right? So, there was a recent Supreme Court case which declared that the appointment of CEC and EC will be done by a committee, right? And that would consist of the Prime Minister, the leader of opposition, or the largest party in the opposition, and the Chief Justice of India, right? Three parties. Uh, this is basically from the bill, so I've highlighted that. But what happened is, so the Supreme Court already implemented that, and then it said that the legislature can take a different call. They have to make a bill to this of this nature, is what the Supreme Court had said. So what they did was they brought in this bill, but the bill does not do that. It does not do that. This bill, which the government has proposed, has said that the EC and CEC will be appointed by a committee consisting of Prime Minister, Leader of Opposition, Lok Sabha, and Union Cabinet Minister nominated by the Prime Minister. So, essentially, 2 votes for the Prime Minister and 1 vote for the opposition. So, essentially, the election commissioner can now be chosen by the party officially. So, the Supreme Court had already passed this judgment. To change that judgment, this bill was brought in. As I said, which effectively means the Prime Minister gets 2 votes within the committee. One is their own vote and the others through nominated union members. Okay. I mean, I don't need to spell it out, right? I mean, you know what this is now. I guess you can tell what this is. Thank you, Neeraj. This is great. We have some idea of what is going to happen finally. Thankfully. Should have happened earlier. Let's see. Let's see the other ones also. Advocates Amendment Bill. Okay, passed by Rajya Sabha. Press registration period bill introduced. Rajya Sabha. Okay, they're listed for consideration and passing, pending in Lok Sabha. Okay, fair enough. These are the bills that are getting passed, right? Fair enough. But I don't think that is the only thing that is going to happen in this parliament session. But good to know something on the agenda, kuch to mila, which is good. We will watch the parliament, guys. We will do it. We will comment on it, and we will do some live bill reading, and we will find out what is up. Exactly what I had thought, as they will bring some puny bills because all they want is some PRP for their media groups. Agreed, Tilak, agreed. And I think there will be some bomb announcement, shock and awe sort of a thing that will definitely happen. But primarily, I think this is a move to just move to the new parliament, right? That is another thing. Okay. Manu is saying Adani used participatory notes, which also Congress used when Congress was in power. Participatory notes are not illegal, right? I don't know what you mean by participatory notes, Manu. I'm a little unclear. Okay, there are a lot of inter-chatting happening. Start a Discord server. Indo-Sarkarite? Yes, in Indo-Sarkarite, that is in the works. I will do it. It's a lot of management, and I know like a lot of people have already said that they would like to volunteer and help me do it. I will do it soon, very soon. Continue the great job. Thank you, Wrestling. Handle 3, thank you for becoming a member. Umar's bail plea has been adjourned by the Supreme Court for the 6th time. I know, I saw that. It's horrifying, no? Like, I mean, it's really sad what is happening to Umar Khalid. I was thinking about, you know, how freedom is being redefined, and how, here's the thing, right? Freedom as a concept for a citizen, right, should mean self-determination. And every time the state wants to do something that affects your freedom, you need to give consent, right? That is ideally the right way to look at freedom. But then there's the other side of it, where if you are seen breaking a law in courts, then your freedom can be snatched away by the state without your consent. The thing is, though, there needs to be the first part needs to be way more than the second part, right? The second part, if it starts, like sort of infiltrating into the first part territory, which is the general freedom that a citizen should have, that is a dangerous, dangerous place to be. And that is, I think, what is happening with us. And the sad part is that I feel like our economy, our businesses, our just generally universities and everything, like young people will thrive when there is optimism in the air, when we need some sort of optimism. And like the government's job is also to create that hope and optimism in a way, and that can only happen when there is freedom. And freedom in a way where people are able to exchange ideas, counter each other. There are no people running around rampant with guns in Haryana or wherever. There is not a civil war happening in Manipur where where ethnic clashes are happening. A civil war is happening. Those sort of things, normal things, like the government should be able to solve all of these things so that we can feel some sort of optimism. I don't think we have that anymore. I don't think there is any optimism per se. Chat, I would ask you this question. How many of you feel optimistic? Okay, I'm not asking optimistic about the country. Right? I know my crowd. Most of you will say pessimistic. I'm saying as a person, on a personal level, how optimistic do you feel about your own future right now? Right? And when I want you to consider a few things. One is, of course, job security is one, but also, despite the job, do you have opportunities elsewhere to survive, to thrive? Look at your larger family as well. Are they feeling that sense of optimism as well? That sort of thing. Personal optimism. Do you feel good about going out? Do you feel good about just being here? That sort of thing. Let's see. Maya, thank you so much for your super chat. Will you be allowed to shoot inside the parliament? You are known anti-Modi. Maya, I'm not going to shoot inside the parliament. I'm going to watch the stream on Sunset TV and then give my commentary on it live. That's the idea. Wrestling lyrics, thank you. Okay. Sadly falls on a Sunday. Okay, inter-talking. Yes, because we will shift to a new parliament on Ganesh Chaturthi. So Hindu card. Do you see the point of the special session? Of course. I mean, those things will just happen. It's just like par for course now. Participatory note allows groups to invest in Indian stock market without registering with the SEBI. Adani used participatory note. Honestly, Manu, I have no idea about this. I will have to read up a little bit more about this. I don't know about this. But good to know. Participatory note. I'll remember that. Is this like an electoral trust? Because there were like some trusts that were created before which would donate to political parties. Maybe something similar. Is that what it is? Anyway. Shweta is saying, come on guys, we can have a better like to viewers ratio. Find and get that button. Thank you so much, Shweta. Shweta is always the cheerleader. I really like her. She's always like like this, comment, algorithm ko bolo. Thanks, Shweta. Tibetan fan watching from New York. Nice to see hopping from Sansad Watch to IVM to solo act. Always quality content everywhere. Cheers. Thanks so much, Kes. And thank you for being a member. My first love is policy and parliament and news, so can't really get away from it. It's basically become an addiction. Kya kare? It's literally an addiction. This is the thing I know what to do, so I'm just trying to find different ways to do it, and this is my latest attempt. But glad you have been following my work since then. 3% optimistic but 97% pessimistic. People are saying I'm pessimistic pro max things about things out there, and that does not make me optimistic on personal level. Fair enough, it is interconnected. I understand that. Arun is saying pessimistic. Uh, really great future. Okay, Nerd Alok is saying he thinks he has a really great future. That's good to know. This is the sort of optimism I'm looking for. Nerd Alok, yes. Amar is saying optimistic. I know my privilege. Also good to know. Hyperbole and exaggeration are not meant to be taken literally. If clips were what mattered to Mahatma Gandhi, he would not have written letters to Hitler and tried to persuade him to stop the violence. What is happening here? The context I didn't understand. 3% optimistic, 97% pessimistic. Optimistic about the world going to hell. That's one way to put it as well. Optimism is a necessity right now because they want us to be in despair and give up. Vimo. Agreed. Actually, Vimo, I think you've hit the nail on the head. I feel like optimism is a necessity not only for our personal well-being and just being like happy and just generally, like happy, but also because if you want to really take our country forward by whatever way, right? At least economically, socially, culturally, become Vishwaguru, great. For that, you need optimism. You need hope. You need like individual level pe hoga, so that it will be like spread across, and a lot of people will have it, and then we would be able to get somewhere collectively. Unfortunately, I personally don't feel that right now. Personally speaking, again, people like Ravisutanjani, as I mentioned, are hyper optimistic all the time. Fake it till you make it. So there are people who are like showing some fake optimism, which is making us believe that there is some real optimism, which is also very sad when you think about it. Shweta is saying I'm optimistic, like 75 to 80% hopeful, mostly because I believe in myself on most days. Very narcissistic, that sounded. No, it's important, Shweta. I agree. If you believe in yourself, half of your job is done, and you feel happy, and you feel like more centered, and you know who you are. You are comfortable with your identity, and that makes you optimistic. Additionally, whatever external conditions. Siddharth is saying personally very good, life is good, I have lived a very privileged life and I'm conscious of that. Our species is going to blow itself up. That's it. Aranya is saying I'm on the constant belief I would be walking into hell, be it country or world. I feel you, Aranya. I do. I understand where you're coming from. It does feel like that sometimes. Okay, I feel even professionally I would feel happier working for happier country. Although my Sanghi Rishtedar feel very optimistic about the future. They talk about Hindu economy, cow economy. Exactly my point, right? Exactly my point that they are optimistic about the weirdest of things, the most bizarre things, right? In a multicultural society where all you need to do is look outside and see how multicultural we are. Just Hindu economy, it makes no sense, right? And I don't think they even think through when they talk about these things, about what they're saying. It sometimes goes into very bizarre territories. Like, what do they believe? What exactly do they think is a Hindu economy, right? And cow economy, whatever that is. Like, do they mean that other minorities, etc., will not be allowed to participate in this economy? That's already happening in Gurgaon. That's already happening wherever in UP also, in a bunch of places. Muslims are not allowed to conduct businesses. They're constantly under threat. There are reports of rides being cancelled all the time and Muslims having to use Hindu names to make their jobs work. In a situation like this, do you really think we can function as a society, right? It doesn't make sense. Like, in a free market, right? everyone needs to be an equal participant. So on one hand, these people are sucking up to neoliberal policies, like all these, startup culture, entrepreneur hona chahiye, oh, we need to start more things, or we need to be like Vishwaguru about all these things, economy, $5 trillion economy, all neoliberal bullshit, right? All of it. And it's all so selective. Like all big businessmen, all the people who are taking giant amounts of loans and not repaying them back, they get write-offs. It's socialism for them. It's genuinely, for big businesses, our country is socialist AF. They get all sorts of benefits from the government. Land benefits, subsidies, corporate tax reduction, enforcement agencies. If you donate to us, we will not send enforcement. Kuch bhi karo, right? It's socialism for them, right? But for everybody else, level playing field, free market, all this neoliberal bullshit, I tell you, all of it. It's absolute garbage propaganda. I feel like all these people, even Ravisutanjani type people who keep saying that, become an entrepreneur, or all these YouTube bros, or like whoever, like, finfluencers as they are called, I do not understand this, right? Also, what is so wrong with wanting to do a normal job, man? What is this intense pressure that is being put on you to stand out all the time? I do not get it. If sometimes I want to stand out by myself, I will do it. But if I don't want to stand out, I want to be a part of the crowd, I just want to chill, I should be able to do that as well. My success, my life, my survival shouldn't be dependent on whether I'm an entrepreneur and whether I'm like working like 12 hours a day for what exactly, I don't know, and earning profits in a free market. It doesn't make sense to me. And I feel like these people, the Sangi Rishtedars that you mentioned, they come from this sort of mindset now. Earlier, middle class was like, job kar lenge, stability hoga, whatever. But now everybody's like, startup, entrepreneur bano, ye bano, wo bano, whatever it is. It's bizarre. I don't like it. Correct me, fellow Hindus, but isn't Griha Pravesh usually done in the Uttaran part of the year? Now is not the time. If you have not heard, I don't understand this, Tilak. I guess someone in chat will answer. I feel optimistic because truly believe that I'm an active citizen while I'm in Canada right now studying. I will return to work for my family in India. Okay, fair enough. Hello, when did you start membership, Tigmanshu? Oh, hello, long time no see, Tigmanshu. I started just a week ago, and we have now new members. Lots of new members coming in. Vijay, thank you so much for your support. Welcome to my stream. Tulika, thank you so much for your support. Again, welcome. And Shashi, super support. Thank you so much. Guys, basic support. If you just joined in, I was just telling people, if you do basic support, you will have a special members only live stream happening the entirety of next week, which will be me watching the Parliament session, the special session. I mean, not for the whole time, but like I will be there for a considerable amount of time, probably in the morning, maybe in the afternoon. Sometimes I'll see how that works. So you can join that. It is a members only thing. So I will keep it open for basic support, but for super support, I will do workshops which are separate. Those are like, there's already one. If you're a super supporter, you can see the first workshop that I did on script writing and how I wrote the Modi video, which I put out last week. So that those are the just general benefits of becoming a member. Pramod, thank you for the super chat. Any way to be your member other than YouTube में सब मन नहीं करता कार्ड अपलोड करने का before you ask GPay यूज़ करता हूँ super chat के लिए. Okay, Pramod, right now I don't have anything else planned, I mean, people have been saying I should do like buy me a coffee and Patreon and everything. Right now, I'm just okay with YouTube. Let me just build this up first, then I'll start the other things once I see like some sense in it. Any comments on Jawan, Arushi? Arushi, I'm going to see Jawan tomorrow evening. So after that, I can tell you what I have comments on, what I think about it. But generally speaking, like I think, of course, it's Shah Rukh Khan. I'm also a Shah Rukh Khan fan. Not like a crazy, nutty fan, but I'm a fan. And I feel like a lot of people are just like, just go overboard nowadays with a lot of these things. But theek hai. I'll see and tell you, okay, whether it was worth it or not. Pathan was bad. Okay, I have to say this. Pathan was bad, right, guys? I mean, it wasn't just me who saw how ridiculous it was, right? John Abraham, na 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 na, Jim, pulling two helicopters together, na 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 na. Every time he does something, he'll tell you about it first. Like literally every time he wanted to do something sinister, why is he telling him? Like, ये देखो वहाँ पे बॉम्ब है और यहाँ पे मेरा डेटोनेटर लगा है, आजा ले ले. अरे why? छुप जा ना. Cupboard, find a cupboard, sit inside and hide the detonator till that thing explodes. No, just no. Jim, na 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 na, will come and detonator देख ये बटन दबाने से रुक जाएगा. Okay, bomb. What nonsense, guys. Are we that dumb now? Really? And I'm not expecting any better from Jawan, but let's see. Sorry, sir, you're not evolved enough to enjoy idiotic content. Please, I'm very evolved. I really enjoyed Pathan. I have to say this. I enjoyed Pathan. It was bad, but I'm going to say it was bad and that I enjoyed it. Okay, so please, thanks. Oh, wrestling. Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you so much for that generous super chat. It's important that sensible people speak up. Thanks for that. Thank you so much, Wrestling Lyrics. Much appreciated. Neeraj, hello. Welcome, member. Hello. Okay. Move on to the next story, guys. Next story. There's another Adani story. Yeah. To all the people who are just joining today, becoming members, and have been watching, this is a news show, right? We do stories. We have many stories to go through. So this is the other part of the Adani saga, which I wanted to also cover. Pathan sketches full paisa vasool for this month's subscription. Thanks, Shweta. Okay, so there's this report in News Laundry asked to create ruckus at Rahul press meet on Adani. NDTV's Mumbai bureau chief quits. The channel's Mumbai bureau chief quit after the chief editor allegedly told him to disrupt a Rahul Gandhi press conference. Right? Around 300 media persons from both national and regional publications had filled up a hall for a press conference at Grand Hyatt Hotel in Mumbai's Bandra Kurla complex. One of them was Sohit Mitra, NDTV's Mumbai bureau chief. But hours before the event, Mishra had been allegedly asked by none other than the channel's editor-in-chief Sanjay Pugalia to disrupt Rahul Gandhi's press conference, create a ruckus and change the narrative. That's what sources in NDTV told News Laundry. अरे मैंने तो subscribe किया है boss. अच्छा, anyway, I'll fix that later. But yeah, there is a statement that I think NDTV has put out. Where is it? तेरे bookmark किधर चला गया मेरा? ये X ना, I tell you. Yeah, this is the statement. I don't think you can see it properly. Okay, this is the statement. A false story aimed at questioning NDTV's credibility has come out in the media publication. NDTV strongly denies these malicious accusations aimed at damaging our reputation and credibility. As a responsible media house, our senior editors frequently speak with reporters to guide, discuss, advise stories. At no point has anyone been asked to create a ruckus or change the narrative at a press conference as maliciously alleged. As always, NDTV will continue to report all stories in an objective, independent, and unbiased manner. Cool. Very cool, very cool, very cool. This was the story. I was like, yeah, why am I not surprised? I mean, like, it's just become so normal, no? These stories don't even surprise us anymore. It's like you're almost expecting them to do this. It's like, अरे independent journalism करने दिया. How? Why? What is happening? What is happening in this channel? Are the winds changing? Oh, are the political winds changing? No, they aren't. They never do. They never do. They don't. Suck up to the majority is what their basic agenda is, and that is what they do. But yeah, Sohit, so sorry that happened to you, man. If it happened to you, allegedly. Acquittal of Maria Ressa after 8 years being dragged in the courts is something to be optimistic around. Oh, that's nice, Barun. That's a good news. Maria Ressa, didn't she win the Nobel Peace Prize this time? Or did she win the Magsaysay? I think the Peace Prize. Poor guy has to resign because he was asked to do disruptions. Yeah, Neeraj, that's essentially what the story was. And there was another reporter, if I believe, from was it India Today? I'm not so sure. There was one more reporter which this happened to, where they have been told to go and quote unquote disrupt press conferences of Rahul Gandhi. I think that was the press conference that Rahul Gandhi was doing on Adani also. So it's sad. It's really sad. Vijit, hey, oh, how is it going? Megamind, great man, great. Anusuya Roy, thank you so much for the membership. How to watch News Laundry content for free? Any insider hack? No, I'm not going to tell you, Sabha. Please pay. It's fine. You can support independent journalism. Sounds like a generic legal response. Yeah. Absolutely, Rohan. That does sound like a generic legal response. Shweta, thanks a lot for the last week in members chat. If not for you, my question would have been missed. Oh, Mangalam, I'm sorry I did that last week. I also missed it, of course. But yeah, thank you, Shweta. There are people like Shweta who are always there, who basically are fighting for you. Yes, and they're keeping things in order. NDTV was last gold mine that has now been abandoned by most of journalists. Yeah. And while we watched that movie, Ravish Kumar's movie, is all about that. It's very sad. Please watch. There's this other thing which I found. So, Blue Dart is changing its name to Bharat Dart, apparently. What? Bharat Dart? The Dart ka Hindi kya hai? I wanted to ask you guys that. If it's Bharat Dart, what is the dart in Hindi? Tir. Bharat Tir. No. Trishul. No, Trishul is like the big one. What is a dart? I don't know what it's called. So, if any Hindi scholars are here, please let me know. Oh yeah, there's another thing that is happening which I really wanted to point out. So there has been rumors that the India Alliance has been considering a few things. One is they are going to boycott TV channels and they're not going to send their spokespersons on their channels anymore. Specific channels. That has been the news that has been floating around for a while. So Aapka Mehta, who I would call is an app insider, he has put out this little thing which says that India Alliance has decided that it will boycott shows, debates of some anchors and news channels. No leader of the India Alliance will attend the show of these anchors whose shows will be boycotted. the coordination committee of the alliance authorized the subgroup of media to prepare the list of anchors. Very excited to see who is going to be the people who will make it on this lucky list. But thank God this is happening. Thank God, finally someone is taking a reasonable stand. I have never understood why these opposition spokespeople go to these channels, right? Again, initially, I have had arguments with actual spokespersons about this, about why they go. Um, and most of their arguments are on the lines of, we don't want to cede space, right? Ceding space, if you don't know that what that means, is that you are just, by not appearing on that show, you are just letting the other side have complete control over the conversation. That is the logic that these spokespersons go with, right? But at the same time, you also have to realize that if they don't go on those channels, nobody will watch those channels, because those channels essentially create a wrestling match every night between two people, right? Like, spokesperson A, spokesperson B, random supporter A, random supporter B, 8 people on the screen fighting at each other, screaming, and apparently people watch that. Like a Big Boss house or a WWE match or a wrestling match. It's entertaining, right? It's a reality show happening on your face hole at all times in the prime time slot. The reason why they are able to create that drama is because of these spokespersons being available as punching bags, or just like create fights between two people, whatever it is, right? If they don't go, people will lose interest. It will become like Doordarshan, man. It will be just like, people talking and saying, we did this, anchor agreeing, great, great, you did this, you did this. People will be like, yeah, okay, ab kya, aage kya, what else is there after this? I feel like that this is a great decision then, for spokespersons not to go. What do you guys think? Do you think spokesperson should go on TV news channels, or should they not go? Vijit Malik, thank you for becoming a super supporter. Bharat Tir. Yeah, I was saying there is no no word for dart. Meghna, any thoughts on Janhit party in Madhya Pradesh formed by former RSS members? Can see like these parties in the future. I haven't seen this. Interesting. I'll take a look. Tyrion Lannister. Thank you so much. I will take a look. What Janhit party you say? Okay, interesting. It's rebranding Dart Plus to Bharat Dart, not Blue Dart, I think. Okay, Jobin. I just read that NDTV reported. I thought it was like amusing, so I pulled it up. Tivra Gati. I googled it, and most appropriate seems to be Bhala. Bharat Bhala. Oh, that's a nice name. Someone should suggest this. Bharat Bhala. But Bhala is supposed to be a spear, okay? Loved Anand Ranganathan's new book, Hindus in Hindu Rashtra. Okay. Okay. I'm glad you like it. I haven't read it. I am unlikely to read that. What are your unironical opinions on RSS? Indo Savarkarite. So I grew up in Nagpur, where my entire family was in the RSS, matlab like associated, etc. Plus, in Nagpur, you have to understand that like school ground, matlab the playgrounds there are usually taken over by Shakha people, and there is just like adult supervising people while they play, sort of a thing. So as a young idiot, a young child, I have gone to Shakha, like for their drills and all the things, and they would play like Indian games and a bunch of things. It was like just a very normal thing to do, right? because my friends were going, neighbors were going, parents were like, go, it's fine, you're playing and you're tiring yourself out, keep yourself busy, etc., sort of a thing. um, I did not realize what RSS was until I came to Delhi, and actually people told me about it. So I was I was very unaware of what RSS is. And that's how they function in places like Nagpur, where it's just ubiquitous. It's just like you don't even notice that you are going to like a shakha, or like, you know, you're a part of something. And there is like an entire ideology behind it. Later I read a few things about Golwalkar and all these things, and what RSS is. My unironical opinion right now is that it is there is no doubt that RSS ka basic ideology is based on division. It is based on Hindu supremacy. It is based on clever manipulation of as many people as possible to make sure that there is a Hindu Rashtra, right? They also like try to project themselves as a social organization. They do a lot of NGO sort of work. They are not taxed, they are not registered, and it's a bit, how can I put it gently? Um, it's I it's a very insidious organization, is how I would put it. Their belief systems are completely based on patriarchy, and I don't think anything of that sort should exist in a modern world, right? uh, I mean, good for them if they are like doing, NGO sort of work, disaster management or whatever. But then just do that. Just do that, no? Like, you don't have to like do the other stuff. Be a nice organization, be a helpful organization, get like all these uncles out of their houses and out of their WhatsApps and get them to do some good social work. That is what RSS should be ideally. But it's not. It has like very amazing plans. Like Mohan Bhagwat says, "Oh, we should call India Bharat," and then these people start doing antics about it, which is President of Bharat. Modi ji speaks and Niche Bharat and all the things that are happening. Mohan Bhagwat raises UCC, and then next week there is UCC ka debate chalu ho gaya, whatever. They clearly have a massive influence on narrative as well. And of course they're working in tandem with the BJP. BJP is their political arm. See, another thing is that, right, which is as an cultural organization, why do they have this political arm which is separate from them, right? Why is it structured that way? Is a question worth asking. Um, I often wonder about that, to be honest, and I don't have an answer. But my general understanding is that they want to like keep their distance. I mean, just an understanding is that they want to keep their distance from political stuff, and they don't want to be seen as influencing the political stuff. But of course, that's not true, right? They could have just been one. I don't understand how that functions. Will Sharia Bolshevism work in India? No idea. No idea. Duxi. Nitin Gadkari also makes hollow promises. This is expected from Modi, but not expected from Nitin Gadkari. I mean, boss, like that's what is expected of these ministers also, right? Which is like make some grand announcements and make sure that they get the grandest splash. Whether you do it or not is a different matter. But be prepared with another splash very soon. Is what the ministers go by. For your thoughts on RSS, correct. Thank you, Maya. Glad. So what's wrong in UCC? Nerd Alok. Nerd Alok is here to challenge me. I can see that, which is fine. Again, UCC, I don't know what it is. I didn't see the bill. I didn't see the draft. Once I see a draft and once it goes into parliament, I will tell you what is wrong with the UCC. Once I have the legislation in hand. ऐसे ही तुक्के में कमेंट करने के लिए तो मैं कुछ नहीं करने वाला. I mean, I don't even need to, right, Noida log? I don't need to tell you what I think or what is wrong with the UCC. The moment they started talking about the UCC, their own party people from the northeast, from other parts of the country were like, this is ridiculous. Why are you getting rid of our customs? Why are you trying to, bring in this uniform civil code? Tribes will oppose it. There are a bunch of people who will not agree with this general concept of a UCC. I don't need to tell you what is wrong. Other people will tell you what is wrong. Like, and you can see what happened. Cosmic heathen. The celebration of G20 is like a Kim Jong-un's festival showing just himself. By the extent of it, I think it would be feasible to put Modi mask on everyone's face just to tell that he is the boss. It was very North Korea vibes, that G20 celebration. And all the tick lighting that they did on the, what is it? What is it? Bharata Mandapam. Or the dick lighting, like, you were at a DJ party with like a, Bihari song, very nice DJ party playing. That is what it was. I don't I don't know why they did that. It was so ridiculous. Also, those plates. Did you see the plates? The silver and gold plates with like an emblem on it. Why? It's so unnecessary. I don't know. I felt cringe inside. I felt very, very dirty and tacky after I saw that. I don't know about you. I mean, it's not about. It's not just about Modi doing this or his government doing this, right? It's just embarrassing. It's plain embarrassing. Like when Joe Biden comes and you play like Ed Sheeran ka Shape of You. Why? Like, there is no point to it. It's just, it's ridiculous, right? Am I allowed to say that those things were ridiculous? I sometimes feel like I need to say this out loud more often. I feel like we've stopped calling out things for being ridiculous and stupid, right? Everybody's like, oh my God, how dare you say this? How dare you say that? But guys, please, can we stop and just acknowledge how ridiculous that was? Even I think Oman's country head, the king had come, and there were like these tiny little girls who were dancing on some Rajasthani song, and the guy looked genuinely uncomfortable, man. And I can imagine like why he was uncomfortable. So we are used to making our children dance on stage. अरे गणपति हो गया, ये हो गया, हाँ जाओ जाओ नाचो. Like our, like young kids will be dancing there in front of all this crowd. Oh my God, proud, very proud. They'll sing songs, etc. Maybe he's not used to that. It's embarrassing for him, where he's like, oh my God, am I supposed to watch this? These are kids, and that's awkward. It was awkward, and I think he left midway also. I think we need to say when things are ridiculous more, right? And laugh at them. Mahesh, yes, someone just told me about the alien news from Mexico. We were just watching it. You can go back and rewind and see. Muslims are the Jews of the 21st century. Your thoughts on this statement? Who made this thought? Who made this statement? Amstis. Do you think kids are more susceptible to be attracted by RSS like organization and the whole idea of Hindutva as it is very attractive? Kids are susceptible to be attracted by anything that is well designed and well choreographed. Kids are dumb. Kids don't care. Kids just want to have fun. Kids just want to live their little lives, whatever they have. Very short attention span. They will just do what their parents and authority figures tell them to do. Before they even realize that they've been indoctrinated, like me, they will just continue doing that. And kids are just susceptible to anything and everything, man. Sabah. What about the psyche of kids who grew up in this era of polarization and full-blown supremacy of Hindutva coupled with smartphones and internet? Sabha, this is a very important question. I did a podcast. If you have heard of Bharatiya Janata podcast, Bhajapod, Raj Shekhar Sen, his discourse dancer on Twitter, he hosts it. I did a very long interview, sort of conversation with him, 2.5 hour long conversation. It's out on his podcast as well, where I spoke in detail about this, right? Where if you saw my beer biceps episode, I don't know, it was the second episode, which was I think on geopolitics or politics, I don't remember, but there's this part where I did a man-child story, a man-child Meghnad story, and this was exactly about that, where I feel if I was a 21-year-old right now in this time, and I came from Nagpur to Delhi and did my policy job, etc., I feel like I would have been very likely to be radicalized, like you're pointing out. I'm actually quite lucky that I came before and I met people who taught me otherwise, or like, maybe prevented me from getting brainwashed. I surrounded myself with really smart people, and for the first few years it was very embarrassing for me because I realized I knew jack. I don't understand anything. I did not know anything, and there are way too smart people around me. But once I got over that insecurity, I realized that it is possible to become a better person and to essentially not be sexist, not be casteist. It's just simply, you just have to understand what caste is. You have to understand what gender is, what fluidity is, all the things, and you have to make an effort actively to change that within you. And of course you'll make mistakes, of course you'll make public mistakes. I've made many public mistakes, said all the wrong things, and I got schooled massively. But the thing is, I'm really thankful for that sometimes, where I'm like, yeah, I deserve to be schooled, I deserve to be called out for certain things. And if that happens, I think, if I don't know if you can like make that happen for someone who is indoctrinated by literally showing them the mirror and telling them how shitty their thoughts are and whether they will be really accepting of it. The tragic part now is that if you call out people for their bigotry, sexism, patriarchy, you name it, casteism, there is a element of groupthink happening. So earlier, when I said things, and because I have my face on it, I was not an anonymous account, there is a pile of people who is coming and calling me out as a single person. But when bigots and casteist people, when they go out and they talk about things, about what they believe in, the radical bullshit ideas they have, they usually come in a crowd. They usually come anonymously, they usually come in a crowd. So when you call one person out, there are always the others to sort of cushion that, right? So in return, you will get schooled for it by a crowd again. So the tragic part of the internet and smartphone is that when radicalized people come at you, they come in droves. They are a part of a bheed. As Ravish puts it very well, that there is a constant effort to create a crowd, right? You have to be a part of a crowd, which is a homogeneous crowd, which believes in this very radical viewpoint of, Hindu supremacy and also like caste supremacy, name it, right? And once you become a part of that crowd, you cannot think about anything else. Your validation comes from that crowd as well. So if someone is trying to school you, that crowd attacks you. It's not a single person you are schooling anymore. You are trying to basically tell an entire bunch of blob of just people what is right and wrong, and that is scary as hell. I cannot tell you how many times in this very stream, which is now 1 hour 45 minutes into it, I have thought about this. This whole part that I said, or the earlier part about RSS, I'm constantly thinking, someone will clip this out, someone will put this out, fir meri bajegi. No matter what I say, doesn't matter. This Bharat, the Blue Dart thing, what I said, I was like, shit, इस पे भी कुछ trolling हो सकता. It's like instinct in my head now, where it's like it's so annoying, but it's there, and I have to actively push it down and say things now. So unfortunate, right? But that's the reality. 100 for 100 likes. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, 100 likes ho gaye. Amazing. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the 100 likes. Welcoming foreign leaders with child labor. One should investigate the status of child labor laws in India. Yeah. When is your birthday? It's November 10th. We at 99. Amazing. So you guys pumped people up to like this stream. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. Have you heard of Andrew Tate, toxic man, but his reach and influence over young male minds is scary. As you point out, children and teenagers are very easily influenced. Oh, Andrew Tate. Of course I know Andrew Tate. What are you talking about? Of course I know Andrew Tate. There's this amazing video, which is one of my favorites. Where is it? This one. Just a second. You should definitely watch this video, guys. This is one of my favorite YouTubers, and you will see a lot of similarities with my content and formatting, at least. This video, I debunked the entire manosphere. Please watch it. It's amazing. It's a 2 hour long video. It's brilliant, right? And there are like stuff about Andrew Tate and other stuff as well. Really lovely takedown of just the internet manosphere generally. The book written by you earlier, is it still relevant today? Any afterthought? Mangalam. Yes, it's still relevant today. Guys, if you haven't, I have a book called Parliamentary. Please read it. It's a small book. It's satire, political satire. Still very relevant. Yeah, sometimes I feel like I'm Nostradamus. I have predicted certain things in that book and they keep happening. So please go ahead and read the book and you tell me if it's relevant or not. A few days ago, I saw Gaurav Bhatia criticizing AAP for posting an image of a man with a broom running after a swastika sign. Okay. Being in complete ignorance that it was also being adopted by the Nazis. Okay, Ranaditya. I don't know. I haven't seen that. Image of a man with a broom running after the swastik sign. Okay, yeah, I guess that is how it was used, right? Like Nazi Germany wala swastik is what he was running after, sort of a thing. Harsh is saying you can't review Modi without knowing his RSS days. My dad had glimpse of RSS Modi a few times and he was basically INC hater pro max, ruthless on his beliefs, which reflects on his pro-violence stance. Harsh, I agree. I debated this about going into his whole life and doing like a brief on who he is. But I thought, there is enough documentation done on that. But specifically, I want to focus on his last 10 years. You know what I mean? Of course, there will be insight from his past. Like, for example, I have given some insights from how he used to function in his past as well. So, that will keep coming. Maybe if dhire dhire we can put that in. Someone had left a comment. I think 2-3 people left a comment about the communalism and the Hindutva aspect of the BJP and how that has leaked into their functioning. So there will be an episode on that. That will require a lot of work. I will do one though eventually, and that I think would be a good time to talk about the RSS as well. And I do want to talk about the Bajrang Dal. Bajrang Dal is what I was more focused on with that, because I think that is something that nobody really talks about. What is the Bajrang Dal, right? It's a militant organization. It is a political group. What is it exactly? मुझे तो 42 लाइक्स दिख रहे हैं. ओके 121 लाइक्स हो गए. यू आर स्टिल worrying about the likes, but yeah guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm just going to check if I did all the stories. I think I did. Oh, except one. One story is left. Oh guys, did you see this? Oh my god, I cannot. This is the new uniform of parliament employees. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. It hurts. What is this? Please, what is this? It's a bed sheet, right? I'm not wrong to say it's made out of a bed sheet or 2 bed sheets, whatever it is. Supposed to have a kamal and a camouflage design apparently. Oh my god. Anyway. This was the suit earlier.
Kurta and pajama as a replacement for the safari suit. Women employees of the parliament will wear a new design Indian sari, replacing the old one. The uniform now has been created by the National Institute of Fashion Technology.
Oh my god.
While the session starts on 18th of September.
I just cannot with this. I cannot with this. Like, you know, I have said this on multiple occasions. Parliament is like my first love. You know, like I genuinely used to love going there. I used to write poems about the parliament. I was like, oh my god, I love this. I love this place as an institution. It's so beautiful. It's amazing. 10 years is all it took for it to become this. It's really sad. I'm suffering from very real trauma, people. Very real trauma. Yeah, and I don't know how to deal with it sometimes. Yeah, I think we have covered everything except, yeah, this is the one I wanted to talk about. So Sudhir ji, our friend Sudhir ji has got an FIR on him because of this show that he did. कर्नाटक में अल्पसंख्यकों को सब्सिडी लेकिन हिंदुओं को नहीं. हिंदी में बोला. In English, what it means is, did the Karnataka government give minorities subsidies but didn't give it to Hindus? Question mark. He did this show. There is a video which I can't play because then copyright strike aa jayega, defamation case ho jayega, so I don't want to do that. But essentially, his whole thing was that, again, what he has written here, Priyank Kharge responded to it saying that he was deliberately spreading misinformation and government will be taking legal action, and FIR was filed against him. And he said that first, the videos are gone, the live stream is gone, the video is gone, and now Sudhir ji is saying that why you file FIR against me, guys? Why you do this? I asked a question. I'm doing independent journalism and I asked question. I asked whether the Swavalambi Sarthi Yojana does not include the Hindu Samudaya. Is that not a question worth asking? Yeah. Turns out this was actually started, this whole thing was started by Rajiv Chandrasekhar and Tejasvi Surya. They found an ad which had this whole thing about Muslims getting subsidies. So I checked. This is the Karnataka Swavalambi Sarthi scheme. Okay, this is the online application form. Beneficiary category. Okay. Beneficiary category, the scheme will be undertaken by residents of Karnataka only wanting to purchase vehicles at subsidized rates. Eligible categories are SC, ST and minority. Again, SC/ST subsidy 50%, minority 75%. Again, I saw two sources. One says that the minority subsidy is 50% and SC/ST is 75%. So I'm not so sure about this. Again, the sources, I checked a few of them, right? But the point being that Muslims are not the only one who is getting subsidies, right? SC/ST are as well. So what? So either Sudhirji doesn't believe that SC/ST people are Hindus, which is something he might believe in. Who knows? It's Sudhirji. Sudhirji believes in all sorts of things when it's convenient. Or he just never Googled this. He didn't. He just saw that ad, and if Tejasvi Surya has said it, if Rajiv Chandrasekhar has said it, must be true. Kar do show, 1 घंटे का. Sad. Yeah, just ridiculous actually, not sad. And very funny. Should he get fired though? I'm conflicted about that. But yeah, I guess it has come to a point. Literally, their quote unquote journalism has come to a point where it has become so divisive that someone has to stop it, man. And unless there is some action taken against a few of these top divisive, hate mongering anchors, I feel like it's not going to stop. Unfortunate, but it is true. I mean, action needs to be taken now. Is BJP saying SC/ST aren't? That's what I was saying. Like, I think, I don't know about BJP, but Sudhirji seems to be implying that very weirdly. Vishakha is asking, Tanmay Bhatt, is that you? Wait, what did I do? Am I Tanmay Bhatt? No, okay. Pramod ka super chat about Modi statues missed. Okay, thank you, Shweta. Let me just see which was the super chat. What happened to all that Modi statue controversy, Pramoda? Which Modi statue controversy? Statue of Unity? What? Which statue? I don't context nahi hai mere paas. He is spreading wrong information. Yes, Manu, I know he is spreading wrong information, but he's also spreading it with the intention of creating division. That's the point. I mean, if he was just saying wrong things, that would still be like correction. Like, he would have also accepted, oh, okay, I was wrong, la 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 la. But no, he's not. You know what he's doing. It would be really stupid of me to assume that he didn't know what he was doing. Because it's very obvious he knows what he's doing. Where is the... yes. Finally, this is the Aaj Tak ka banner. If you see it on their YouTube, this is their banner. What does it tell you? Sudhirji, very happy. He's very happy because he's become like the top anchor. He's become the OG, the big... Abhi aaya. Like, like a few months ago, and he's already top anchor. While the others look so sad. They look like traumatized now. It's like, we have given our blood and sweat and everything, our dignity to this channel, and this fellow comes, Sudhir, and he is now top anchor, and he's like, ha, I am the best. I am the best, guys. Sudhirji is the best. Your accent sounded like Tanmay Bhatt. Okay, that's what was happening. He should be jailed for a few months. Okay. Sudhirji needs a tour of the Tihar jail again. I'm personally feeling sad for Chitraji. Okay. And the ladies are pissed is what I see. Yeah. Dhruv is asking whether I saw While We Watched. Yes, I have. Rewind a little bit. You will see me talking about While We Watched. Rahul, did you see the ITI scam? Yes, we started the day with that story. I have done a long coverage of that. You can go to the very beginning of the stream and watch that. But welcome, guys. Thank you so much for joining in now. Unfortunately, our time is up. It's been 2 hours. I try to keep these long, but I don't want to keep them too long also. So I'm making the announcements again of what is going to happen on this channel. One is, of course, we are going to watch the Parliament session, the special session. I will be live mostly every day next week, but that will be only open for members. Those will be longer streams, more intimate streams, which will be open to even the basic support members as well. Then the workshop, I'm thinking of doing it this Saturday, but I will tell you more about that. Not yet decided. The other thing is on next Wednesday, I will give you a gist of what happened in Parliament till that point. But other than that, I will do a separate stream on what happened in Parliament. But if you want to watch the Parliament with me, then that would be members only. And I have given the reasons multiple times in this stream. You can go back and check them out. Thank you so much, guys, and thank you for all the memberships and super chats. I hope I was able to answer, if not all, most questions. But I will see you soon. And looking forward to next week. I will officially be jobless. So full-time YouTuber, joblessness Monday se. It's going to be difficult. it's going to be a thing. It's a little scary, guys, but yeah, that's where we are now. Mazhar Ali, it was fun listening to you on Bhajapod last week. Thank you so much. Bharatiya Janata podcast, do check it out. Great podcast. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to end this now. Bye-bye.